So in this video we will be discussing about the mode of transmission and life cycle of the malaria. Mode of transmission is by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, and infective form in this case, infective form to human in this case is sporozoid. Infective form to human in this case is sporozoid. Okay. Second mode of transmission is via trophozoid induced malaria. And here the infective form is trophozoid. Okay, form is trophozoid. First we will be discussing about the bite of the female Anopheles mosquito, and in the upcoming lectures we will be discussing about trophozoid induced malaria. Okay. Life cycle of the malaria starts when the female Anopheles mosquito inoculates the Plasmodium sporozoids. Okay, when these sporozoids are inoculated while taking the blood meal by the female Anopheles mosquito, the sporozoids enter into the bloodstream, and through the bloodstream there is the liver. Okay, in the liver these sporozoids undergoes asexual reproduction. Okay, and they multiply inside the liver cells. Okay, and this process is known as intrahepatic or pre-erythrocytic schizogony. Okay, and the sporozoids which are multiplying inside the liver cells, some of them release into the circulation, and these are called mesozoids. So anything that comes out is a mesozoid, and the mesozoids which comes out of the liver are especially known as cryptozoids. Whereas some of the sporozoids remain dormant in the liver for 2 weeks to greater than 1 year. Okay, and this process is known as exoerythrocytic schizogony. Okay, the Plasmodium which remain dormant in the liver are Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale. Okay, and these two, that is V ovo, these two species are responsible for the relapse. And we should also remember that the Plasmodium falciparum do not have exoerythrocytic cycle, so Plasmodium falciparum does not cause relapse. Okay, and these dormant forms in the liver are known as hypnozoids. And when they come out, the mesozoids that are released from the hypnozoids are known as phenozoids. So in case of Plasmodium falciparum, where there is no exoerythrocytic cycle, the liver, when the liver cell bursts, the mesozoids are released, and which are known as cryptozoids. cryptozoites. Okay, these cryptozoites or the mesozoites which are released, they have two fates. They can infect new liver cell. Sorry, they the mesozoites which are released now infects the RBCs. Now infects the RBCs in the circulation. Okay, and these RBCs are known as trophozoites. These RBCs are known as trophozoites. Inside the RBC, various stages occur like a ring form, and amoeboid form. Okay, we will be discussing about all the changes in the erythrocyte in great detail in the pathophysiology. Okay, here we will just be discussing the life cycle. Okay, amoeboid form, ring form, and amoeboid form. And the plasmodium consumes 2/3 of the hemoglobin, of the RBC, and these are known as cyzoins, Okay, and they multiply inside the RBC, and this process is known as cyzogony. Okay, then RBC ruptures. And again anything that releases is a mesozoid. Okay, so mesozoids are released. 6 to 30 daughter mesozoids are released. Okay, now these mesozoids have two fates. They can infect the new RBC. They can infect the new RBC, or they can form a gamete. That is gametocytes. Two gametes are formed, male and the female gametes. Okay, female is to male ratio is 4:1. Okay, the gametocytes which are male gametocytes and female gametocytes, they circulate in the blood, and during the blood meal, these gametocytes are taken up by the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito during blood meal. So all the cycle in the human is asexual. So human is a intermediate host or secondary host, whereas the gametocytes which have been taken by the female Anopheles mosquito, now these gametocytes fuse inside the mosquito to form gametes, to form zygotes. So sexual reproduction occurs inside the mosquito. So mosquito is a definitive host or primary host. Okay, these zygotes are converted into ookinete, and this ookinete penetrate the gut wall and take some of the gastric mucosa to form oocyst. Now again this oocyst expands by asexual reproduction. Okay, this oocyst expands by asexual reproduction. Okay, to form sporozoites. Okay, which are motile sporozoites, and this process is known as sporogony. So sporogony occurs in the female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, formation of sporozoites is known as sporogony, whereas schizogony occurs in the human. Schizogony. This schizogony occurs in the human. The motile sporozoites then migrate to the, these motile sporozoites migrate in hemolymph to salivary gland of the mosquito, to the salivary gland of mosquitoes. Okay, and again when the mosquito takes the blood meal, then these sporozoites are inoculated. These sporozoites are inoculated by the female Anopheles mosquito into a new host, and the cycle is repeated. Okay, so the infective form in the human is the sporozoid, whereas the infective form to the mosquito is gametocide. Infective form to mosquito is gametocides, because these gametocides were taken off from the humans. Okay, so the infective form to the mosquito is gametocide, and to the human is sporozoid. And we should also remember that to infect mosquito, the gametocides should be mature, viable, and count greater than 12 per cubic millimeter of blood. Okay, and we have already discussed that the mosquito is definitive host or primary host, because sexual cycle occur in the mosquito, sporogony occur in the mosquito, the process of formation of sporozoid, whereas human is the intermediate host or secondary host, because asexual cycle occurs in the human and schizogony occurs in the humans. Thank you.